Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Adya and today we are going to continue with the part 2 of crop production and the management. In the previous video we have seen the introduction, the definition of a crop and its type, and the flow chart of the basic practices for the agriculture and its first step in the detail, that is preparation of the soil. In this video we will see the sowing of the seed, the adding of manure and the fertilizer, and the irrigation in the detail. So starting up with sowing. Sowing is the important part of the crop production, but before sowing, selection of the good quality, clean and the healthy seeds of good variety should be selected. So before the sowing, the first and the most important step is selection of the good quality of the seed. If the seeds is not of a good quality, then your plant will be deficient of the nutrients and it's of bad quality. It's not hygienic and the healthy. The plant is the damaged one. Right? Is saru plant neighbor. Okay, barabar? So now how you can select the seed of a good quality? So it is a simple. You have to soak the seed in the water. If the seed floats on the water, then its seed is lighter in the weight and the damaged one, right? And it's of a poor quality, right? And if seed sink in the water, if it is settled down in the water, then the seed is heavier one and it's of a good quality, right? So simple vastu છે કે અગર seed float થશે તો ખરાબ ક્વોલિટી નું હશે, લાઇટર એન્ડ વેઇટ હશે અને એની ક્વોલિટી બિલકુલ સારી નહીં હોય. બટ અગર એ seed settle down થઈ જશે વોટરમાં તો એ heavier seed હશે, એમાં nutrients હશે અને એ સારી ક્વોલિટીનું હશે, that is of a good quality. So tools used for sowing the seed. First one is the traditional tool and another one is the modern tool. In the traditional tool, this funnel like a substance is used, right? This is the funnel like a substance. This funnel like a substance, 2 to 3 seeds are placed in it. Now the seeds will pass through these tubes and these tubes have the sharp ends, right? And the sharp ends will pierce the soil and that helps to place the seed. સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ છે કે આ ફનલ છે એમાં 2 થી 3 સીડ મૂકશું, એ સીડ્સ આ ટ્યુબમાંથી પાસ થશે પણ આ ટ્યુબ્સને એકદમ શાર્પ એન્ડ્સ છે, સો એ શું થશે આ સોઇલમાં પિયર્સ થશે અને એમાં સીડ્સ મૂકાશે, બરાબર? That is the traditional tool. Now the modern tool. In modern tool, seed drill is used, right? This is the seed drill and the seed drill is placed behind the tractor. So when the tractor is driven, the seed drill will help to sow the seeds. The most important advantage of the seed drill is they kept the seeds at the equal distance. બરાબર, એકદમ equal distance માં seeds મુકાશે. અગર 2 cm નો gap રાખ્યો હશે તો બધા seeds 2 cm ના gap પર જ મુકાશે, બરાબર? And the end of the seed drill, what will they do? They will cover the seeds with the soil after the sowing, બરાબર? So what they will do? They will help to protect it from the birds, right? And this will also help to save the labor and the time, right? So it is the modern tool. So now the third and the most important step is the manure and the fertilizer, right? So this is the picture you can see, that is of the fertilizer and this is of the manure, right? So manure and the fertilizer is the most important. The substance which are added to the soil in the form of a nutrients for the healthy growth of the plants are called as a manure and the fertilizer. This is very important definition. When we are externally adding nutrients to the soil, it is called as a manure and the fertilizer for the proper growth of the plant. જ્યારે આપણે બહારથી કોઈ બી વસ્તુ નાખીએ છીએ, કઈ બી મેન્યુઅર ખાદ નાખીએ છીએ કે ફર્ટિલાઇઝર્સ કોઈ બી કેમિકલ નાખીએ છીએ, શું થાય કે આપણને હેલ્ધી સારું એવું આપણને પ્લાન્ટનું ગ્રોથ મળે, સો એને શું કહેશું આપણે મેન્યુઅર કે ફર્ટિલાઇઝર્સ. Now soil supplies mineral nutrients to the crop plants, right? As we know that the soil supplies nutrients to the crop plants, then and then only they will grow, right? Continuous cultivation of a crops makes the soil poor in nutrients. Therefore, farmer replenish the soil with nutrients by adding manure, and this process is called manuring. This is also very important definition. When you are continuously cultivating the crop, means in the first you have cultivated the crop, that is the paddy. Then in the second season you have again cultivated the field with the wheat, right? So you are continuously cultivating the crop, right? So what will happen? The nutrients in the soil is used up, so there is no nutrients left, so they will poor nutrients in the soil, so you have to externally add manure, and this process is called as a manuring. સિમ્પલ આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહીએ કે આપણે જે ફિલ્ડમાં ખાદ નાખીએ છીએ બરાબર, કાવ ડંગ છે, વેજીટેબલ એન્ડ ફ્રૂટ્સ વેસ્ટ ને ડિકમ્પોઝમાં કરીએ છીએ, that is all called as a manuring, right? So manure is an organic substances that is from the decomposition from the plants and the animals, right? So આપણે ખબર છે કે manure છે એ organic substance છે અને કેમાંથી મળે છે? From the decomposition of a plants and the animals. It is organic in the nature, and who will do this decomposition? This decomposition is done by the microorganisms, and this bolded letters are very important, can be asked in the filling the blanks. This decomposing matter is used as an organic matter, and this will provide nutrients to the soil and will help in the plant growth. Now fertilizers are the chemical and are rich in the particular nutrients, right? Fertilizers they are particularly chemicals છે બરાબર, અને એ particular nutrients માં rich છે બરાબર, કે zinc છે, iron છે, potassium છે, એવી રીતે particular nutrients માં rich હશે. While as the manure છે એ overall તમને nutrients આપશે. એ એવું નહીં હોય કે આ particular nutrient નું જ rich છે, કે vitamin A માટે rich છે, કે zinc માટે rich છે, એવી રીતે નહીં હોય બરાબર. So fertilizers are produced by the factories. They are generally produced by the factories as it is a chemical in nature, right? It is a man-made substances. These are the examples of the fertilizers, and they are very important. That is urea, ammonium phosphate, potash, NPK, that is a nitrogen, phosphorus, and the potassium, right? So this is very important examples, right? Now use of fertilizers help in the better yield of a crop such as wheat, paddy, and the maize, right? And this help in the better yield, means in the proper and the better growth of the plant, especially in the plants like a wheat, paddy, and the maize. But excessive use of fertilizers makes the soil fertile. As we know that when you are using the substance excessively, કોઈ બી વધારે substance તમે use કરો છો તો એ ખરાબ કરે છે. And you, as we know that the fertilizers are chemical in nature, so what they will do, they will ultimately harm the soil, and when if it is entered into the food as well as in the crops, and if it is eaten by the humans or animals, it also ultimately harmful to the humans too. So fertilizers have become source of a water pollution. The fertilizers water pollution bhi કરાવે છે. તમારે આ પ્રોબ્લેમ ને સોલ્વ કરવા માટે fertilizers ની જગ્યાએ તમે organic manure use કરી શકો છો, યા તમે leave the field uncultivated in between two crops. કા તમે first season માં તમારે paddy grow કરી છે, second season માં તમારે rice grow કરો છો, તો એ જે વચ્ચેનું ટાઈમ ગેપ છે ને એને તમે લેન્ડ એમને રાખવાની, કે સોઇલ એમને રાખવાની, એમાં તમે કાંઈ ગ્રો ના કરો તો શું થશે? So that will help the land or the soil to regain their nutrients. The next you will use the method that is crop rotation, in which the first crop that you will grow, that is paddy, second crop that suppose you grow, that is wheat, so you have to alternatively grow different crop. Same crop nahi grow karwana, different crop grow karwana. So what will happen? This will help to regain the nutrients in the soil, right? They will not lose all the nutrients. And the one of the method that farmers use, they use કરે છે leguminous plants grow કરે છે. Leguminous plants માં rhizobium bacteria હોય છે. These bacteria are the nitrogen fixing bacteria. એ શું કરે છે? atmosphere માં જે nitrogen હોય છે એ fix કરે છે soil માં. So what will happen? The soil will regain the nutrient, right? આપણે જેમ ફર્ટિલાઇઝર્સ માં one of the example હતું નાઇટ્રોજન, પોટેશિયમ and phosphorus. So નાઇટ્રોજન યુઝ થાય છે, soil use કરે છે, બરાબર? So similarly this bacteria will help to regain the nutrient in the soil, that is nitrogen. Now what are the advantages of the manure? This is very important and can be asked in the question answers. This will increase the water holding capacity. This will make the soil porous and helps in the gaseous exchange, right? Loosen કરશે, in short soil ને loosen કરશે અને શું થશે, એનાથી gaseous exchange થશે. Increase in the number of eco-friendly microbes, that is rhizobium. So what will do, that will help in the fixing nitrogen into the soil and helps in the growth of the plant. And the next is improves the texture to the soil. Soil no texture and a quality improve કરશે. The difference between the fertilizers and the manure is very important, right? So પહેલું તમે difference તમે યાદ કરી શકો છો કે જાતે લખી શકો છો, that is a fertilizers is a man-made, બરાબર? માણસોએ બનાવ્યું છે, while the manure is a natural. Second point તમે લખી શકો છો કે fertilizers છે inorganic salt છે, while manure is an organic one that is obtained by the decomposition of the cattle dung and the human waste and the plant residues, right? Next or the third point તમે add કરી શકો છો કે fertilizers છે એ chemical substance છે, એ chemical થી બનેલું છે, while the manure જે છે એ natural substance છે. Fourth point તમે એવું add કરી શકો છો કે fertilizers છે factories માં prepare થાય છે, while the manures they can be prepared in the field. Fertilizers do not provide any humus, while manure provides lots of humus. Then another point, further point, that is fertilizers are very rich in the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, while manure છે એ થોડુંક એનાથી less rich છે in plant nutrients. Another extra difference you can add, that is fertilizers causes water pollution, while the manure do not cause any pollution. Another more difference, that is fertilizers, when you're using excessive fertilizers, they makes the soil less fertile, while the manure makes the soil fertile, right? એ કોઈ દિવસ soil ને less fertile બનાવતી નથી. Manure organic and natural છે, so they will make the soil fertile, while જે fertilizers છે chemical છે ને, જે તમે વધારે use કરો છો તો એ soil ને less fertile બનાવે છે. So these are the difference between the fertilizers and the manure, right? Fourth step is the irrigation. Irrigation means watering the plants. So water is important for the proper growth and the development of the plants. If the water is not given at the regular interval of the time, then the plant may die. So it is important for their growth and development. Water is absorbed by the plant root. कौन absorb करશે water? Plant root. And the previous standard તમારે આવ્યું હશે કે xylem present હોય plants માં, and that will help in the transportation of the water. Along with the water, minerals and the fertilizers are absorbed. Water સાથે minerals and fertilizers भी absorb કરશે plant root. Plant contains 90% of the water. They contain 90% of the water, and also water is essential for germination of the seed. And this bold letters are very important point, can be asked in the MCQs or the filling the blanks. Water protect the crop from both frost and the hot air currents, right? Water છે એ extreme cold temperature માં भी protect કરે છે, જેમ કે frost જ્યારે 0 degree temperature પહોંચી ગયું હોય, extreme cold temperature, અને extreme hot air currents માં भी protect કરે છે water, જ્યારે temperature બહુ વધારે હોય છે, એકદમ hot temperature હોય છે, right? Water helps to maintain the moisture in the soil. It helps to maintain the moisture in the soil. Crops require water at the regular interval for the proper growth. Crops ને એક regular interval માં time માં તમારે પાણી આપવું જોઈએ. Suppose કે તમે field માં રોજ સવારે ને સાંજે પાણી આપતા હોય, તો પછી રોજ સવારે ને સાંજે crop ને પાણી આપવું જોઈએ. So the supply of the water to the plant is known as irrigation. This is the definition of irrigation, and it is important, right? The wells, rivers, lakes, tube wells are the different sources of irrigation, right? These are the one of the important question can be asked in the 1 mark, that what are the sources for irrigation. Now there are two methods of irrigation, that is the traditional method of irrigation and the modern method of irrigation, right? So in the traditional method of irrigation there are 4 types, right? That is a moat, this is the moat, this is the chain pump, this is the dhalki, and the 4th one is the rahan. In traditional method involves humans or animals. Traditional method માં શું હોય કે એમાં માણસોની જરૂરત પડે કે animals ની જરૂર પડે પાણી સપ્લાય કરવા માટે બધા plants ને. So this is the traditional method of irrigation, and this is the 4 types. Now the modern method of the irrigation. Now modern method of the irrigation are 2 types, that is the sprinkler system and the drip system, right? Now sprinkler system ક્યારે યુઝ થાય છે જ્યારે લેન્ડ બહુ અનઇવન હોય છે, ઇવન લેન્ડ નહીં, સરખી લેન્ડ ન હોય બટ અનઇવન લેન્ડ હોય છે ત્યારે સ્પ્રિંકલર સિસ્ટમ યુઝ થાય છે અને વોટર બહુ ઇનફ ક્વોન્ટિટીમાં ના હોય ત્યારે, right? So sprinkler system માં શું હોય કે એક મેઇન પંપ અટેચ્ડ હોય, અહીંયા સપોઝ કે એક મેઇન પંપ અટેચ્ડ છે, પછી એનાથી perpendicular માં આપેલા મેઇન ટ્યુબ પાસ થાય છે, બરાબર? This is the main tube that is passing. એક small tubes છે, બરાબર? આ small tubes જાય છે અને અહીંયા એક nozzle હોય છે, જેમ perfume ની બોટલમાં nozzle હોય ઉપર અને એમાં small hole હોય, એવી રીતે nozzle આપેલું છે, right? પછી ઈ nozzle છે ને ઈ rotate થયા કરે, બરાબર? ઈ rotate થાય એટલે fountain ની જેમ તમને લાગશે, that is કે રેઇન પડતું હોય એવું લાગશે, તો બધી જગ્યાએ બધા પ્લાન્ટ્સ ને વોટર પહોંચશે. So that is sprinkler system, that is sprinkle ની જેમ પડશે, right? Sprinkler system. Another one is the drip system. Drip system, it is used when the water is not in the enough quantity. એકદમ ઓછામાં ઓછું water હોય છે, right? જ્યારે બહુ ઓછું water હોય છે ત્યારે drip system use કરવામાં આવે છે. Drip system માં શું હોય કે આ main tube છે, આ pump attached છે, અહીંયાથી main tube જાય છે, આ perpendicular angle બન્યું, આવી રીતે કોઈ બી બને એને perpendicular કહેવાય કે આમ હોય, this is the perpendicular angle, right? So પછી બધા plants પાસે tubes પહોંચશે અને એ tubes પાસે drop by drop water પડશે. So that is called as drip system. Drip system means drop by drop, એક drop, second drop, third drop, એવી રીતે water પડશે ને plants ને grow કરવામાં help થશે. So that is called as a drip system, right? અને drip system શેના માટે use થાય છે કે તમારે gardens, plants or fruits ને water કરવા હોય છે ત્યારે. Sprinkler system use થાય છે કે જ્યારે તમારે કોઈ બી coffee plantations હોય છે એને આપવું હોય છે કે કોઈ lawns ને water આપવું હોય છે ત્યારે use થાય છે sprinkler system. Guys, the remaining 3 steps of the agriculture practices, for that I will soon upload the video, and please like and share this video with your classmates, and also subscribe to my channel, and thank you all of you, and bye bye.